already at a paucity of time. So one by one, whosoever wants to ask, please raise your hands, and I'll allow you to ask the question by yourself. So please go ahead and raise your hands first. Okay, we have Ankit Sharma first. Ankit, please unmute yourself and ask your two questions quickly, please.
Hi David, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. My first question is, as you are as you are playing finalist against Desert Vipers, how do you see them as your opponent and their style of gameplay? And my second question is, how do you see the difference between playing IPL and ILT20 in Dubai, uh, looking at the environment at Dubai Stadium?
To answer your first question, when we've beaten them a couple of times now, so that's the scary part, because generally when you have momentum, sometimes that curse can break. So hopefully that doesn't happen and we can continue our form against them. One of their biggest strengths is obviously their captain. He's been bowling very, very well. He's got a slight hamstring issue, so he potentially might not play. They've also got Hasaranga, who is a big part of their group, who's now off to Sri Lanka to play international cricket. So I think the way that we line up together, they've got a powerhouse batting lineup at the top. So I think for us, we've got to try and take early wickets and negate that. And for us, it's about sticking to our basics and our plans with bat and ball. And I think the biggest component of all this has been the fielding the whole entire tournament. There's been a lot of drop catches. So I think from our perspective, if we can outfield the Desert Vipers, that will hold us in good stead. And in regards to your second question, I don't quite understand what the question was. You said something about...
My question was, how do you see the difference of atmosphere playing in Dubai for ILT20, and you have played IPL in Dubai in the same stadium?
Well, there's a difference. There's 1.23 billion people in India compared to not many here. So very hard to give you that sort of response to that question.
No problem, David, no problem. And all the best for your finals. Thank you. Cheers.
No problem.
Okay, next we have Vishesh. Vishesh, please go ahead and ask a couple of questions, please.
Hi, David. Firstly, congratulations on reaching the final. My first question to you would be, how do you rate the quality of competition, the ILT20, because there are almost 9 international players playing for every franchisee? And my second question to you would be a Champions Trophy related question. Now that Pat Cummins has been ruled out of the tournament, who do you see leading Australia, and how do you rate Australia's chances in the tournament? Thank you.
Yeah, look, I've always said if you could get a 2020 competition where you can actually have 11 players that are from international, doesn't matter where you are from in the world. If you have 11 overseas players, a bit like similar to the English Premier League and all that, it'll be ridiculous. And I think this is the closest to that. You can have 9 international players playing, and that would make the competition so strong. But that's the sign, is that you need every nation to participate, right? So how that would ever work, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. And clearly the Indian players are restricted from playing outside of the IPL. So that's a hard one in itself, but the competition is very strong. I like it. I really enjoy it. And I think it's really, really good for the game, because every other home competition, country competition, you can only play 4 overseas, which what people have to understand, it's about educating and raising your own players in your own backyard as well. So that's why that's there in place, and I respect that, and I think that's a good thing. But this competition allows that growth for international players to play 9. So I think it's good in that sense. And then what was your second question again?
My second question to you was related to Champions Trophy. Now that Pat Cummins has been ruled out of the tournament, who do you see leading Australia, and how do you rate Australia's chances in the tournament, considering they are the world champions?
Oh, well, I think Steve Smith leads the team. You've got him there at the moment for the test. So I think with some of an experienced head, I think Steve Smith will probably take that. And I think our chances are still very high. Still have to win that World Cup. Pat Cummins, Josh Hazlewood, and Mitch Marsh are a big miss, but we've got quality players there that can take and fill those shoes without doubt. So, and then obviously the other thing is as well is what wickets are going to be, prepared in Pakistan as well. So there's so many different variations and variables that will have to play a role in that.
Thanks, David. Thank you.
Okay, Priyanshu, next. You please go ahead and ask a couple of questions. And please
Hello,
don't
David.
make it repetitive.
Yeah. Hello, David. Priyanshu, this side from Sports Yari. Just wanted to ask you, what are your learnings from ILT 2025?
My learnings as
Yeah,
what as a player,
as a player, yeah.
I've only played one game and I scored 90, so I've learned a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So, David, one more thing, as you have played a lot of cricket in India. So, who is your best friend in Indian team? And tell us some inside story with that particular friend.
Boss, please, this is not a chit chat session. Please stick to, basic cricket questions, Priyanshu.
Okay, okay. So, David, what do you think Dubai Capitals will win in the ILT20 final?
Well, I hope so. I'm playing in that team, so I would like us to win.
Okay. Congratulations. Thanks.
All right, guys, like I requested, please stick to cricket only. And, separate chit chat and one-on-ones can happen later. But over here, please stick to serious cricket questions only. Suramya, next you go, please.
Hi, David. I'm Suramya from Reuters. My first question is about ILT20. So this is second consecutive final for Dubai Capitals. How different do you find the team this time around to win the title and not finish as runners-up?
Well, it all depends on what happens on the day. Toss, all that stuff all happens. So for us, it's about having the right energy and attitude, making sure that when we're there, we're hitting the ground running and we do the basics well. I think we've been playing some good cricket. We've been scoring some good runs. We've been chasing some good totals. Our bowling's been exceptional. We had a bit of a mishap in the first six, the last game against the Vipers, but we brought it back. So the good thing about us at the moment, we've got some good momentum, but we've got to carry on that momentum, obviously, into the final to have a chance of lifting that trophy.
Okay, so my next question is about as a player, because you have opened for long for Australia, and now Travis Head has been opening with Usman Khawaja in the current series against Sri Lanka. How do you see Travis Head as an opener when there was also an option of Sam Constas to be in the team?
Yeah, look, that's a discussion for the Australian cricket selectors. That's not for me to comment. They've obviously wanted to get off to a good start and be positive, and I think that's what they envisaged with Travis Head going up the order. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, you'd have to ask them why that happened.
Well, yeah, that's right. Lastly, a quick one. You talked about Champions Trophy squad. You also mentioned about Marsh and Hazelwood missing up. There's also Green and Stoinis who won't be there in the squad. Quickly, how do you assess the team?
Oh well, Australia are very, very good in World Cups and Champions Trophies and tournament play. So the Australian team know how to win. They know how to succeed. Doesn't matter what players they play. The guys are all built with playing under pressure. So I think whoever replaces those guys will do very, very well, and the team in general will do great as well.
Thanks and all the best.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Suramya. Satish sir, you can go next, please, with a couple of questions.
Hi, David. This is Satish here from Gulf News, and hope you recover in time for the final. I hope your back is fine. David, my questions will be of course, everybody has asked about ILT20, so I'll go with the Australia. Dave Smith has been the captain now, and ever since he became the captain, his performance has gone sky high, and again, he's started scoring centuries. So, what's your thoughts on Smith? First to start talk with, and as I speak to about Smith, we also have the comparisons between Kohli, Root, and if you could also tell us about your impressions on the Fab Four in world cricket.
I'm not here to talk about the Fab Four. I'm here to talk about the
Yes,
ILT20
yes, sir.
final coming
Satish
up.
sir, please, only on ILT20, please, not Fab 4 and stuff,
Fine,
please.
fine, that's fine. I'll stick to Australia. And David, you had said that you are available for Champions Trophy, but unfortunately you couldn't find a place. But are you still hoping to come back into the team with three vacancies available, David?
I'm far beyond coming back.
Sorry? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Sorry, there was an interruption, David. I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I said I'm far from beyond coming back.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Okay. And your impressions, my last questions, your impressions on the new openers, Sam Constas, as well as Fraser Magog, who played with you in Dubai Capitals. Your impressions on them, David, as a veteran opener who has done so much for Australia.
Well, Jake's not here at the moment, so I can't comment on how he's going. So that's related to Australian cricket, not ILT20.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Satish sir. Guys, please, this is, not the way we expected things to be. Please stick to IL and Dubai Capitals. Dubai Capitals have reached the finals in 2 consecutive rows. Please stick to that. And, let's just continue with the interactions now, but please stick to the topic here. Okay, next we allow Mr. Pratyay to ask his questions.
Hi, David. I hope you're good.
Good, thanks.
Yeah. Just a word on the Capitals campaign this year, David. Looking back at the journey, having just one victory in the first 4 games to now just one loss in the last 7, it's been a spectacular turnaround. So, what was the conversation in the change room, and how did you manage to turn things around?
The conversation was about playing with freedom and making sure that we're relaxed and going out and trying to do what we plan to do. And I think the execution is the big one. So the guys have been executing with the bat and the ball. Each individual stepping up. But the other question around everything else was our fielding. So I think if we took some catches in the earlier games and everything, it would have been a bit of a different story. But the way that we've pulled it back, the way that the guys have fought well, right attitude, the energy, especially at training, from what I heard before we got here, has been unbelievable. So it's been a very, very good turnaround. I'm really proud of the guys, and the guys are absolutely pumped, and they're so excited to get out there tomorrow.
Yeah. And also, David, you had a stellar campaign for the Thunders and the BBL. Then you turn in a different part of the world, entirely different conditions for a different league, and you slam 93 for fun. Doesn't the thought come to your mind that maybe I could still, don an Australia shirt? Did I retire a bit early? Something on those lines?
I didn't retire early. I've got 3 daughters and a wife at home, and I've played for 15 years. So I think that's more important. And for me, it's about giving back to the game of cricket. And that's why I like being involved in these franchise games, because for me, it's about handing my knowledge down to young guys, educating people on how to play the game and how to think differently in the game, because it's important that the older guys hang around a little bit longer to touch the world game now that we can with the franchise model cricket.
Right. And just one final question. It's the final hurdle for you now, David. The Vipers have been the team to beat, and Capitals have been on a run as well. So, how are you and the team preparing for the big finale?
Well, we know we can beat them. So that's the thing. We've beat them twice here. And they're without 2 main players. But it doesn't matter about that. It matters what happens on the field, come tomorrow. So for us, it's stick to the basics, right attitude, start well, and hopefully that holds us in good stead for tomorrow night to lift that trophy.
Thanks, David. Cheers.
Thanks, Pratyay. Now we have Mr. Pavitra from Republic. Pavitra, please unmute yourself and ask a couple of questions, and please don't make it repetitive.
Sure. A lot of has been asked about ILT20. So, I'll just focus on the another question. So, hi David. So, I just wanted to ask that, like these platforms like the ILT20 or the other franchises or the other franchise cricket leagues have like given the chance for the players who are no longer active in the international format a chance to give back to the players fans who want to see them active, just like MS Dhoni in the IPL. So I just wanted to ask you that, is this a growing trend, and is this the future of the cricket?
I just think the future of cricket is basically getting the best players to play in the tournaments at the right times. And I think each country, wants to have their own 2020 tournament. You're seeing T10 tournaments. And it's important that, you can showcase your home talent as well, because you want to grow your home talent to therefore play international cricket. So the unfortunate thing is everyone's trying to find a window to do that, but by doing that window as well, you're hindering international games as well. So, England have 5 test match series always at home. We have 5 test match series at home. India has the 5 test match series at home. And then you've got to try and fit in that your home competition league. So IPL goes for almost 85 days. So there's a big window there that's out of, the calendar year. You got ILT20, then you got Champions Trophy. This time next year, you got the World Cup as well at the same time. And then you have the SA League and the Australian Big Bash. So the window for international cricket is very small, but your best players aren't able to play in their home tournaments because of international cricket. So it's a question for the ICC, but for me and all the older guys that are playing, it's an opportunity to give back. It's an opportunity that we get to go out, showcase, to the young kids, how to go about their business, how to mature as cricketers. And I think we owe the game, because the game owes us nothing. So if we can hang around a little bit longer just to help, it's great. And at the end of the day, we still got to be able to perform. We've got to be able to, stay fit and healthy. And that's what's important about this game.
Superb. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you.
Next, we can have Mr. Madhur from Sports Trumpet, please.
Hi David, Madhav this side from Sports Trumpet. My question is, you are playing your consecutive final in T20 league. Last you played as in BBL, you lost the final. So how you prepared for this final as a captain to lead Dubai Capital in this ILT final?
The difference in Hobart is you can't bat first there. You have to win the toss and bat second. So there's a whole difference there. But for us to win here, it's about going out and, if we bat first, put on big runs and do what we did last game. I think we put 217 on the board when we defended. So we know that it's a high scoring ground. We know there's a lot of dew as well that comes. So, it just depends on how early wickets you take, which determines pretty much the outcome here when you're playing at Dubai Stadium.
And my second question is, any one player from Dubai Capitals who you have expectation to fire in the final with a ball or with a bat?
I can't tell you who, but there'll be someone, hopefully one of us.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Next, Mr. Mubashir, if you could just ask your questions. Unmute yourself, please, first. Ask your questions.
Hello, I am Vashish Shafiq from ICS Sports. Firstly, congratulations on playing the final of ILT. Hoping to see a century from you in the final. My first question is about PSL. Since you are participating in PSL
Sir, no
competition for
PSL,
the
please.
first time.
Sir, please, no PSL. Please stick to ILT20 and Dubai
Okay.
Capital. Sir, please, request.
Okay. Hope, so there, kindly tell us about your fitness. Are you participating in final? So fans want us to see a century from you in the final.
Everyone wants to see a century. If you have a look at the stats, it's not easy to get a century. But for me, it's about going out there and getting us off to a good start and hopefully scoring some runs for the team.
Do you have any more questions, Mr. Shafiq? All right, I think he's left. Okay, there's this person with an iPhone. Please unmute yourself and ask your questions, please.
Hi David, I'm Khushi from Sports Tuck, and as you're playing ILT20 and Champions Trophies around the corner, I want you to elaborate more on the pitches. Are they spin friendly or pace?
I have no idea, because the wickets for the Champions Trophy are completely different, because it's 50 overs. So they prepare the wickets differently for 50 overs compared to 2020.
Hmm. My next question would be, how do you see Indian star batters Rohit and Virat in Champions Trophy, considering their current form?
That's not a question for me to answer.
Your top four for Champions Trophy?
This is ILT20, not Champions Trophy.
Thank you, David. Thank you.
Okay, Abhinandan, are you there? Please ask your two questions and then we end the press conference.
Hi, David. First of all, congratulations going into the finals. My first question to you is, since this is the third season, but it also has been Dubai Capital's highest win against Desert Vipers, that also thrice. So if you can talk about that.
Yeah, look, for us, it was about,
Yeah.
batting as well as we can and bowling as well as we can. So for us, you got to stick to basics. It's finals. There's lots of pressure, but at the end of the day, you've got to go out there and just try and execute what you know and perform to the best of your ability on the day. I've played in a lot of finals cricket, and some of these guys probably haven't played in any finals before. So, a bit of nerves can fly around, but at the end of the day, you just got to stay nice and calm and composed, and just give it your best.
Right. And my final question to you is basically, right, a lot of these hitters are actually contributing a lot to the match, especially what would you say about Gulbadin Naib's performance? And also Adam Rossington also coming into the mix, contributing significantly for Dubai Capitals. What is your camaraderie with them, and how do you see this as a winning for everyone in Dubai Capitals?
Yeah, well, I think, with Gulbadin, he's grown up on wickets very similar to this. So the wickets are a little bit slow and low, and they've played a lot of cricket on these surfaces, so they know how to go about it. And his form is incredible at the moment with bat and ball, and his fielding's been exceptional. So he's a big player for us. I think he's grown from strength to strength. I played with him in 2018 when he first came on the scene, and I could see that he was hungry for success. Very funny man, likable guy, and I'm just so happy to see him doing well and really cementing that position in our team. Rossi's, unbelievable hand-eye coordination. He's been hitting the ball well, and another guy who's been a good player for us this year. So, hopefully one more game to go and we can lift that trophy.
Thank you, David. Thanks so much.
No problem.
All right. I think with that, we come to the end of the press conference today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, David, for your time. I think you handled that pretty well. And thank you for your insights. And we hope to see you lift the trophy tomorrow. I think it'll be fun. And, that one last dance with the team, it'd be nice to see you out there and, smash it all around the park. Thank you for your time, David. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.